Happy Monday. It's November 17th, and we're going to jump right in here today because we're going to be talking the problem and the solution. Okay. The problem is more is bad, and the solution is less is good. It's kind of been the theme this month, I guess. But first, I want to give a shout out to Danny DeVito. Happy birthday, Danny DeVito. He's 81 today. You guys know him. Awesome. His whole career has been awesome back in the Taxi days, but also happens to be the same day today, 22 years ago, that Arnold Schwarzenegger was sworn in as governor of California. So the governor. But let me tell you this, the movie Twins, oh man, they made this movie together 1988, 37 years ago. They made this. It's about unlikely fraternal twin brothers who were separated at birth. You guys see this movie? Core of the film, it's a stark contrast between the streetwise Vincent, aka DeVito, and the intelligent, very intelligent, but naive Schwarzenegger Julius. Let me tell you, that movie was made for $18 million, and it grossed $216 million worldwide. Talk about fun, funny, sad, happy, exciting, entertaining, and it was sexy, man. Schwarzenegger looked great in that film. But speaking of films, right? Told you I'd go see one of these movies today, Christie, which I couldn't find anywhere near me, the movie with Sydney Sweeney. So I went to see The Running Man. Wow, let me tell you. And Schwarzenegger made the original in 1987, November 13th. They made that on a budget of $27 million, right? It grossed about $38 million. It's a sci-fi, directed by Paul Michael Glazer. Remember him, Starsky and Hutch? Man, I love that series, 1975 to 1979. Well, let me tell you, that movie, Running Man, was action-packed, and it basically highlights the dangers of media control. Wow, I wonder if that applies to today. And the societal obsession with violence, which definitely applies today if you're looking on Instagram. But let me tell you something. It got a score of 6.6, and the remake with Glen Powell got a score of 6.8. But let me tell you guys, I like Glen Powell, right? I liked him in Twisters. I liked him in Hitman. I really liked him in Anyone But You with Sydney Sweeney. But I'm sorry, man. I did not like this movie. I'm going to say, is it a forgettable remake? I don't think so. I think it's an unforgettable Josh Brolin and Michael Cera. Yeah, Michael's in it for a little bit, but I don't know. I'll tell you, I didn't find it as fun. It wasn't funny. It wasn't heartfelt. It wasn't sad. It wasn't sexy. There's a couple kisses in it, but not much. It's kind of action-packed, but let me tell you, I think it's got a lot of shortcomings, and it's not gory if you're into gory films. I'm not sure what I liked about this, although I do think Glen Powell's a great actor. You know, he runs a little bit like Tom Cruise. But I would say I'm not going to recommend this film, guys. And you know me, I love films, so I'm not really recommending it. But what I am recommending, we're going to talk about good news today. And if you guys want to go see it, I read this article. It's theamericanfacts.com. I don't even know where I get these emails, but I start getting emails from them. And they talk about the 12 common myths debunked about false claims about healthy foods. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, and you know, I like to do this. The good news today in the U.S., I saw the adult obesity rate fell to 37%. That's down from 39% 3 years ago. So you got about 7.6 million people fall into that category. And, you know, we're saying that they're saying 12 to 13% of adults are now taking these drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound. And let me tell you, keep taking them. 1 in 5 adults say they tried it, and 1 in 5 adults say they want to try it. Well, if you're an adult in that category, I would take it. I mean, why not? If it's going to help you stem the desire for food, I mean, that's the key, because what are we talking about? The problem is more is bad. What's more? Food. All types of food, right? Overeating is bad. And what's the solution? Less is good. We know that. We talked about that in the previous show about purging your life, giving away clothes to the needy, giving away food, giving away anything you can to people who are less fortunate than you. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not an eater, right? Food to me is fuel. We'll talk about that. Step 19 in my book, How to Drink from the Fountain of Youth, is is let me tell you, what is my step? Eat to lose, right? That's a cool step. I'm going to read something from that. But first, let me go through this here. These are the 12 common myths debunked about healthy foods. And I agree. And the problem, and then there's the solution. And guess what? The solution is eat less. Here we go. Number one says, give up your favorite food to lose weight. And two episodes ago, I talked about I was the cookie monster. I gave up food. You don't really have to do that, right? It says, burn more calories than you consume. Guys, that's the name of the game. The name of the game is eat less. You're always going to be hungry, but if you're hungry, you're burning fat. No doubt. That's number one. You do not have to give up those foods. Hey, I go eat fast food. I mean, yeah, once or twice a month. But again, it's not frequent and I don't eat a lot. Number two, avoid bread, pasta, and rice. That's not true. Whole grains provide iron, fiber, and nutrients, right? So when it comes to bread, and let me tell you what I eat every single morning. I've been into kale lately. Love kale. Steamed kale. I pour egg whites into it. And I have one slice of rye bread. I like that marbleized rye. I eat one slice instead of two, maybe a little peanut butter, maybe a scoop of blueberries. That's it for breakfast, man. I love that breakfast. And mostly I put the blueberries in the bowl, put the eggs on top, have the slice of bread, sometimes an apple, sometimes a little bit of honey, sometimes peanut butter. But that's it. I don't eat a lot of food. You don't need a lot of food, guys. So that's number two. Number three, choose gluten-free foods. No, that's not necessary. Now, unless you're a celiac or you got some sensitivity to gluten, you don't have to do that. You really don't have to do that because gluten is going to provide fiber and vitamins. But again, eat less. Again, what's the theme? Give up your favorite food? No, eat less. Avoid bread and pasta, rice? No, eat less. Gluten-free food? No, eat less. How about this? Avoid all fats. That's not true. Fats provide essential nutrients. There's fat in peanut butter. Again, eat less. How about this? Avoid dairy products. No, they provide proteins, they build muscle, especially if you're younger, and they support organ function. Again, eat less. I was big on the creamer in my coffee. Well, I bought some blueberry coffee the other day, and let me tell you, because of the flavor, I don't put any milk or creamer in it. So that's how I'm kind of getting rid of it, but it's okay. Just eat less. Number five, there we go, dairy products. I still do it. They provide proteins to build muscle, right, and organ function. So again, eat less. Number six, go vegetarian to lose weight. Nah, do not have to do that, right? It only leads to weight loss if you're reducing your caloric intake. Let me tell you, I dated a gal a long time ago in LA. She was a vegetarian. She was underweight. We'd have to search a different vegetarian restaurant every week. And the desserts were awesome, but there are a lot of nuts and stuff in that. But again, reduce your caloric intake. Number seven, it says don't snack between meals. No, that's not true. Okay. The key is snacking can prevent overeating. The key is when you eat, you want to eat less. So if you're snacking, what do I snack on? Banana. Every day eat a banana. Apple. Every day eat an apple. Peanut butter. Every day there's always a scoop. Again, what is your snack? If you're eating a whole bag of chips, that's not good. I like pretzels, so I eat pretzels. Okay, but do something that's healthier. And if you're going to eat something bad, eat less. Number eight, healthy eating is expensive. That's not true. That's totally not true. With me, I go buy a bag of kale, it's like $3 or $4. That lasts me all week. The egg whites, there are places you could go buy this stuff that you don't have to go to Whole Foods to buy everything. But again, if you're smart about it, it doesn't have to be expensive. Keep it simple. Be smart. All right, number nine, avoid late night snacks. No, that's not the problem. The problem is, what are you eating and how much of it are you eating? When I wake up and I'm hungry, I eat a banana and I go back to bed. Again, what are you eating? It's unhealthy is the problem. So if you are going for the ice cream, have a little taste, eat less, but try to Change it to something healthy. Number 10, diet soda is better than regular soda. First of all, I don't drink soda. That's just something you could delete from your vocabulary. It's not necessary. Like alcohol's not necessary, soda's not necessary. But if you're going to do it, do a little bit of it. And what difference does it make? They said studies are linked to diet soda. They increase your risk of diabetes. So, hey, if you're going to drink soda, if I'm going to go, when I go to Taco Bell, I get the Dr. Pepper. What's the point of drinking the diet stuff? That's get rid of it if you can. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Number 11, non-nutrient. It's called non-nutritive sweeteners, NNS, are healthy. They're not healthy. If you're going to put a sweetener, get the one with the sugar. They say these NNS may raise your risk of type 2 diabetes, right? And it promotes blood sugar dysregulation. Whatever that means. All that means is don't worry about the stuff go, if you're going to put a sweetener in there, put the right sweetener in there. But I would say if you can get rid of it, right? Or eat less. And number 12, here's one. White potatoes are unhealthy. That's not true. The starchy vegetables are high. They're nutritious. They provide potassium, vitamin C, fiber. It's not true. Wait, when I go to Wendy's, that's what I get. I get the stuffed potato. But again, eat less. You don't have to eat a whole bag of them. And whatever you do, don't fry potatoes, right? French fries, that's bad. Do not eat those. But if you're going to eat them, baked potatoes are good. And I want to give a shout out to, I met this guy in the gym. Hey, by the way, I started working out in my gym today because change is good. Changed it up, and I loved it. Remember I told you I left both of these gyms I was a member of. Well, I deleted them from the equation. Worked out today. It was awesome. I took my time, made the blueberry coffee, went down into the building, worked out, met a guy. And this guy said to me, hey, I just started working out. Last week I did 4 days in a row. I said, hey, do it every day. You guys saw the 40-day challenge, 15 minutes a day. Well, let me tell you, I had a great workout today because I have to adjust to it, right? I'm used to going to the gym. It's like a program, get the coffee. Not doing that. Change is good, a little challenging. Let's see how it goes day in and day out, but I'm going to do that. And then finally, over the weekend, bumped into a friend of mine from the gym, right, as I'm kind of winding down. And he says to me, he goes, I said, how's it going, man? What's going on? He's like, well, I put some weight on. This guy, I said, what do you weigh? He's like 242. I said, so you need to be under 2.25, right? I said, well, 200 is probably better, but 225. He's like, yeah. I said, that's easy. You could get there by New Year's Eve without a doubt. I go, so here's the issue. You're eating too much. Less is more. Eat less. He goes, yeah, you're right. I count my calories, but what I end up doing is when I'm doing the rice, I always put an extra. I said, well, don't do that. You do that but it's okay to be hungry, guys. It's okay because when you're hungry, you're burning calories. Remember? Caloric intake versus caloric outtake. And finally, let me read you this, right? How to Drink from the Fountain of Youth. You guys know this. I don't know if you read it, but Eat to Lose. Here we go. Eat to Lose is about keeping it simple. My daily diet is so primitive that most people's pets eat more complex than I do, which is true. Whether it be oatmeal, eggs, or a colorful spinach salad, when you include a few breakfasts from my favorite fast food place, which is true, I tell you, a couple times a month, I average 2.5 meals a day. I do. I don't eat 3 meals a day, guys. 2.5 a day. I usually eat a full breakfast. That's my favorite. And I eat a full dinner. Usually I eat a pound of pasta with some peas. I put some I'm big on black beans. Okay. So I usually eat a full breakfast and a full dinner with healthy snacks throughout the day. And that's it. Apple, banana, blueberries, some pretzels. I get the sourdough pretzels if I can. And every day I say eat a piece of fruit, usually an apple or banana, which I just said, and at least 2 vegetables. I love spinach. I love peas, always eating vegetables. By the way, everything I buy in the can is low sodium kind. So remember that. It's the low sodium. So if you're getting the peas, which I get, I'm not buying fresh peas. Get the low sodium kind. Why not? Get rid of the salt. So anyway, guys, that's it. The problem is more is bad. What's the solution? Less is good. And I want to give a shout out to Ed Winslow. He told me to read this book. Nobody wants to read your shit. You guys see that by Stephen Pressfield. Started reading that. Excellent book. Love to read. So find yourself a good book, whether it be mine, whether it be the sub. Hey, do it. And remember, less is more. All right, guys, have an awesome day for this Monday. And as always, get your workout in. Peace.